All right, Tony, we ready? We're ready? All right, I'd like to go ahead and call the meeting to order. It's 4 o'clock. This is the Board of Trustees meeting for Fallbrook Union High School District, and we're at the Bob Burton Performing Arts Center, Fallbrook Union High School, at 2400 South Stagecoach Lane, Fallbrook, California, 92028. In a minute, we're going to be going to closed session. The topics are public employment discipline, dismissal and release, government section code 54957, conference with legal counsel pending litigation, government section code 54956.9 D1, and that's for claim number 2122-0422. Conference with legal counsel anticipating litigation, significant exposure to litigation pursuant to government section code 54956.9 D2. Conference with labor negotiators, government section code 54957.6, and that would be with our district negotiator, Ilza Garza Gonzalez, superintendent, and or with the employee organizations, FHSTA and the SEIU, and unrepresented employees, classified management, certified management, and confidential employees. And the last one would be any discussion on the superintendent contract. Opportunity for members of the public to address the board on any of the items described above on this agenda for a closed session would be now. We'll have an opportunity granted later for open session items, and that's government section code 54954.3. I see nobody here for public comment, and we're going to go ahead and go to closed session now.
Tony, is this the normal lighting? It seems a lot brighter.
All right, good evening. Returning from closed session, I show 5:30. We are at the Bob Burton Performing Arts Center, Fallbrook Union High School at 2400 South Stagecoach Lane, Fallbrook, California. Our report, let's see. Start with the flag salute. If we could stand and join me with the flag salute, please. Thank you. Roll call. Eddie Jones, President. I am present. Diane Summers, Vice President.
Present.
Oscar Caralumpio, Clerk.
Present.
President Ilana Sterling, Trustee.
Present.
President Lita Tavish, Trustee.
Present.
Ilza Garza Gonzalez, Superintendent.
Present.
Damon Gallegos, Student Board Representative for Fallbrook High.
Present.
And Savannah Hamath, Student Representative for Oasis.
Present.
All right. As an announcement, all open sessions of the Board of Trustees are recorded and streamed in real time at fuhsd.net. A quick review of our governing team's norms. The Board of Trustees approved norms are that we be respectful, be approachable, be open-minded, be communicative with no surprises, be willing to listen, be prepared, and to be trustworthy. Report from closed session. Item A, public employee discipline, dismissal, and release, Government Section Code 54957. In a vote of 5-0, the Board of Trustees voted to dismiss employee number 644317 from a limited term classified service at the Fallbrook Union High School District. The next item, item B, is conference with legal counseling pending litigation, Government Section Code 54956.9D1. This is in regards to claim number 2122-0422. In a vote of 5-0, the Board of Trustees voted not to approve claim number 2122-0422. Item C, the rest of these is nothing to report. C is conference with legal counsel anticipating litigation, significant exposure to litigation pursuant to Government Section Code 54956.9D2, nothing to report. Conference with the labor negotiators, Government Section Code 54957.6. The first would be with our district negotiator, Ilza Garza Gonzalez, Superintendent, employee organizations, FHSTA and SEIU, and the third is unrepresented employees, including classified management, certified management, and confidential employees. Nothing to report on that. And the last one is the superintendent contract, item E, and again, nothing to report. All right, now would be the opportunity to adopt this agenda.
I move that the Board adopts the agenda for the regular meeting of May 9th, 2022.
I second.
All right, moved by Tavish, second by Sterling. Are there any more questions or additions on this at all? No? All right, we'll start with the student representatives. Mr. Gallegos?
Aye.
Aye. Ms. Moth?
Aye.
Mr. Caralumpio?
Aye.
Mr. Jones says aye. Ms. Sterling?
Aye.
Ms. Summers?
Aye.
And Ms. Tavish?
Aye.
5-0. Next section would be our two recognition.
Yes, so I'd like to start off with Fallbrook's Finest for the month of April 2022. We are recognizing Patricia Patty Janelle, HR Specialist. Patty is very knowledgeable and sincere, and her sincere way of treating everyone that walks in her office is truly one of a kind. She is patient and thorough with each question that employees have. She deserves to be acknowledged for her hard work and diligence. It is a pleasure to work with her. Patty has also moved the Human Resources Department into the era of technology. She has streamlined and automated many processes, and her efforts have resulted in cost savings to the district and clearer communication with all employees. Congratulations, Ms. Janelle. Our second recognition goes to Master Sergeant Martin Huizar, JROTC instructor. Master Sergeant Huizar joined the FUHSD teaching staff in November of 2021. He quickly established a rapport with the students that enabled them to reach higher performance levels, both academically and personally. This is evident with a higher articulation rate of JROTC students for next school year. He reorganized the ROTC storage room, allowing for better control and inventory of over $200,000 of uniforms and gear. His passion to develop the character of our students and better himself professionally is impressive. His seamless transition into FUHS is a large factor to the overall success of our JROTC students in and out of school. Congratulations to Master Sergeant. And finally, we would like to recognize Olga Serrano, Technology Department Secretary. Olga Serrano has done a tremendous amount of work on the development of the new district website. She has moved over 90% of the data from the old website to the new. The task entailed combing through web pages to remove errors, duplications, and communicating with stakeholders to ensure the proper disposition of their web content. She has endured countless meetings with the vendor and the district tech director to ensure the seamless transition between the old and the new. During this time, Olga has not been afraid to ask questions or research information on her own to ensure that the objective is met. This has had the happy consequence of the resolution of some issues that have plagued the tech department for years. Her unique dedication to the district and the students and staff do great credit upon herself and her department. Congratulations to Olga Serrano, and the new website will be launching later this month. Our second recognition is for the 2022 California Pivotal Practice Awards. We have a few district employees in the audience today, so this is for them and the rest of our staff. The effort and dedication of all of our employees, but especially that of our teachers, paraprofessionals, and administrators, have earned Fallbrook Union High School District the recognition as one of the 2022 California Pivotal Practice Award districts. The CAP was designed in partnership with the California Department of Education, associations to celebrate districts and schools that implemented an innovative practice during the 2021 school year, when California required schools to offer distance learning due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The program took the place of the Distinguished Schools Program for the 2021 school year. State Superintendent of Schools Tony Thurmond stated the following: "I'm incredibly proud of these schools and districts for their creativity, dedication, and innovation in the face of adversity. These schools led incredible efforts to engage students, distribute technology, provide meals, and support the social and emotional well-being of students during an incredibly difficult time for schools and families. In a period when pandemic disruptions made it hard to collect data for statewide assessments, the California Department of Education worked with Education Association partners to create the CAP Award to honor the efforts of schools and districts who designed and implemented unique opportunities and strategies to support students in this most challenging time. 727 schools and 121 school districts were honored for their demonstrated effort to support students in 4 target areas: student engagement, distribution of technology, nutrition services, social-emotional well-being of students. Fallbrook Union High School District was recognized for the implementation of the TLC equity model built around 5 basic parameters: be geographically neutral and geographically fluid, support small, powerful teaching learning groups, systematize the social-emotional supports provided to students, maximize the impact of every available minute with students, include an online component designed to enhance, not replace, live teaching and counseling. The 3 strands of the model are instruction, counseling, and leadership. The model focuses on an acceleration approach rather than on remediation. Its tiered design ensured that Fallbrook Union High School District set grade-level, standards-based expectations for all students, and that individual students got what they needed when they needed it. Teacher and counselor workshops provided differentiated support and guided practice. Timely Talks provided individual or very small group guidance sessions for students in need of immediate support. Learning online occurred in any setting with content and lesson delivery anywhere students had digital access. Coaching calibrated adult collaborators to provide complementary, structured academic strategies with small groups of students when not with the teacher. The model has made a difference in student learning. Although the 2021 school year came in the early phases of a multi-year plan for systems turnaround, after 1 year of unprecedented challenges, Fallbrook Union High School District student achievement scores on state assessments made gains in both English and math. The best practices of the targeted and strategic systems work have proven to improve student outcomes and act as a catalyst to change trajectories for our schools and communities. These proven strategies include using data as a flashlight to ensure all students are learning, achieving, and thriving, providing counselor and other student support staff time for team collaboration and review of best practices, intentionally aligning services to counseling standards in the areas of academics, social-emotional development, and post-secondary planning, focusing on high-impact, low-prep strategies to engage students, and engaging in periodic assessments to make sure every student is on track at regularly scheduled checkpoints. FUHSD improved the moment to bring equity while providing a geographically neutral and fluid strategy to accommodate our reentry schedule and curriculum changes and to respond to disruptions that could be coming in future years. The model has simply and efficiently enabled powerful student guidance and support, elevating it with support and technology to create the conditions for future student success. And again, a huge congratulations to all of our staff and administrators. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, next section is public comment. Bear with me as I read through this. The Fallbrook Union High School District Board of Educators encourages and invites the public to comment on agenda and non-agenda items. Individual speakers will be limited to 3 minutes. Total public input on any one topic will be limited to 20 minutes, and the President may increase or decrease time allotted with board consent as per bylaws 9323. Per legislation AB 1291, the board will give twice the allotted time to members of the public who need to utilize translation technology or assistance in addressing the board. Comments on non-agenda items will be heard at this time. Comments on agenda items may be taken at this time now or when the agenda item is discussed by the board. Speakers will be called in the order by the topic Speakers will be called in order by the topic when the card was submitted. The district silence should not be mistaken for agreement with public comment. Rather, the board remains silent to comply with California law, avoid legal entanglements, and or to protect the privacy of those involved. Please be assured that any serious allegation have been or will be investigated thoroughly. Any response from the board may occur during the board member comments. Members of the audience are expected to refrain from any conduct intended to harass or intimidate other members of the public. We request that everyone be respectful and courteous during tonight's board meeting.
Our first speaker is Penny Pongan with a band booster update. Yes. And Phoenix Pongan will also be speaking on the band update.
Hi. Thank you so much. So I just, it's been a while, I think, since I've been up here. My name is Penny. I'm the vice president of the board, the band boosters. And we just wanted to kind of give you a year-end update on our program and where things stand going into next year. So I'm the vice president. We actually have voted in a new board for next year. So our new board, Chris Potter, who most of you know and have seen up here, he is our outgoing president. His daughter is graduating, so he won't be on the board. So Raina Beckler, who some of you know, she is the owner of Sage Yoga Studios. She has 2 children in the band program. So she will be our new band board president going into next year. I will remain as the VP. This is my son, Phoenix. I'll let him introduce himself.
Hello, my name is Phoenix Ponyan. I'm a junior currently this year at Fallbrook High School, and I'm also the current band drum major, and also next year, 2022 to 2023, drum major as well.
Yeah, so he's been named as next year's drum major. So he will be a senior, so next year will be our final year with the program. So some updates. We did have our end of the year banquet last week on Thursday. We did have the principal and vice principal were able to attend that. It was wonderful. It was sponsored by many community members, business owners, and families throughout Fallbrook that donated and sponsored our final event. During that time, we were fortunate for the band boosters that we also gave away $2,500 in scholarships that the band raises. So there was a $1,000 GUARD member scholarship, and that went to Alexis Rivera. She's obviously a senior. And then the other two, one is the Bud Roberts Music Scholarship. It was named after Bud Roberts, who has been a member here at the high school. He was the band director and choir director for many years. So we nominated and created a scholarship in his name. And that was awarded to Molly Potter, Chris Potter's daughter. And so she got that $1,000 scholarship. And then we also awarded a $500 scholarship to Micah Wilson for $500 as our third and final scholarship for the year. So those students were very grateful to have those awards to be able to go into college. Next, I just wanted to speak on our GUARD and music program. Our GUARD and Drumline for this season. They both finished out their seasons this year. Our color guard finished second overall at championships, and they were second in the Southern California schools. So for the whole state? So that was the state. Sorry, Phoenix has corrected me. So that was actually a state championship. So our little town of Fallbrook GUARD program got second overall, which is really wonderful. The team this year, we only had 4 seniors, and all the rest were, there was a total of 13 students, and most of them were rookies this year, so it was really a great program. Next was the Drumline, and I'll let Phoenix, he's also in part of our Drumline as well.
This year, our drumline went to the Southern California Drumline State Championships, or Southern California Championships, and we managed to get 6th place out of 12.
So both of our bands this year for for this season are both still pulling in championships and being able to make it to those programs. So we're very fortunate with how far everybody has come in this program. With that said, we are very grateful to have Mr. Lee as our band director. He is still doing wonderful things for the program to enhance it. We are working with Potter to continue to build this program for many years to come to be able to have this as a longevity. I know that he has submitted his instrument list to request instruments for the next year. So in order to continue to have these students thrive in their arts and in what they like to accomplish in these programs, we do need instruments. As we grow the program, the instrument cases are breaking down. There's just not enough instruments to go around for all the students that are coming into the program. So we do need to build up that inventory. And I think that's all that I wanted to say for now. But again, we're just very grateful and very appreciative for taking the time and for you all listening to what we have to say. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I would just like to clarify for the board, I know that the board requested a list of instruments, which we requested first semester from Mr. Lee, and we still have not received it, correct, Ms. Jones? Yeah, we do not have an instrument request from him.
Okay, I believe that's all in board public comment. Communication reports. We're going to start with a report from our student representatives.
Okay, good evening, everyone. I have a few updates about the progress made during the testing week that we just had. Oasis had a 100% test attendance, and Oasis will be having 30 graduates and 28 will be walking. whereas Ivy had a 98% test attendance, where they had 46 graduates and 33 walking. So that's...
All right. Hello, my name is Damon Gallegos, and I proudly represent the Fallbrook High School. I wanted to talk about color guard, but they really stole it from me. But I did have it noted. I know a lot of those kids, and I'm so proud because I always hear about all of the hard work that they truly put in. It falls under the umbrella of it's a performing arts, so it's not technically a sport, but let me tell you, what those kids do every single day with those flags and incorporating all of those musicalities is truly the most sport-worthy thing I have ever seen. So yeah, I'm really happy for them. They placed first in their division and then second as state, as you heard. So it's definitely great representation, not only for our school and our district, but it's also great to just see how they're doing within their own program. So then next up, I wanted to talk a little bit about FFA. This past weekend, our BIG, which stands for Best Informed Green Hand Team, went to the California FFA State Career Development Event Finals, where they placed 10th at the state level of about 50 teams. So what BIG, or Best Informed Green Hand, is students are required to learn about the history, the deeper meanings, and the inner workings of the FFA as an organization. And then from there, they take a knowledge test on that. So I had the distinct privilege of being able to co-coach this team along with Mr. Brian Kantner, our horticulture teacher, and it's just truly amazing to see how these kids, because I saw them the first day they walked into practice, and it's so great to see how they were able to improve and how they have just come so far. I also wanted to say our students are very excited. We're having our prom this week at the Vista Optimist Club. So that's definitely exciting. Our prom courts just got announced. And then this is also, our final week of AP tests. So students, remember to finish strong. We've heard good things just regarding how students feel on the test, and I definitely think that reflects how they're being taught and how they're being studied. And then I just have a couple things coming up. So I forgot the exact date, but within the next 2 weeks, we're going to be celebrating our biliteracy ceremony to celebrate all those students who have been certified biliterate, either by taking AP foreign language classes or by taking 4 years of the same foreign language. So at Fallbrook High School, as you all know, we teach ASL and we teach Spanish. So it's definitely great that we're able to recognize all of those amazing students. Tomorrow we are going to be having a blood drive. It'll be our final blood drive of the school year. However, we are excited because a lot of students are planning on having their second donation, so they are able to earn their blood donation honor cord for their graduation ceremony. On Thursday, the choir department is hosting a choir concert. It is Disney themed, so if you're a Disney fanatic, head on down. On Thursday, it's going to be here at 7. Next Tuesday, May 17th, we are having a scholarship ceremony to recognize all of our amazing students that will be led by our district college and career coordinate, Miss Pamela Kane. And then, 2 things left. And then on May 20th, our ASB is hosting their annual awards presentation, in which we are able to award all of our truly amazing students who have exemplified skills in many different areas. And then finally, the FFA is hosting their annual youth fair on May 21st. So if you're interested in looking at students and how they have worked with their livestock, then I strongly encourage you to go. That is my report for today. Thank you all very much.
Thank you. Looks like you're looking at a job in public relations also. Thank you.
Oh, shoot, I thought that was a rhetorical question. No, I just like talking. I'm pretty good at talking. Thank you. It's sad because next board meeting is my last board meeting in this position, so, I'm going to have to find a new outlet for all my talking.
All right, thank you. Superintendent.
I too was going to talk about band and the color guard, but I will move on to another recognition, which we will learn more about at the next board meeting when our athletic director, Pat Walker, is here to talk about spring sports. But the boys swim went to CIF finals, placed 7th in Division I in San Diego County with only 7 boys on the team. And 4 of those swimmers were invited to state. And again, we will learn more about that when Pat Walker is here to give us an update on spring sports. But district students and staff are busy putting the final touches on the school year and celebrating both collective and individual accomplishments. CASP and LPAC testing are pretty much concluded, and that made way for AP testing, which, like Damon said, is in its 2nd and final week. Seniors are preparing for their upcoming graduation and the many milestones and events that are a part of senior year, such as senior sunset, prom night, and senior trip. Last week, we celebrated Teacher Appreciation Week and Lunch Hero Day, and this week we are observing Classified Appreciation Week. Our support staff is essential to the work we do every day, and we would like to thank and honor them for all that they do. While we are wrapping up the 21-22 school year, we are busy preparing for summer school and the 22-23 school year. It's not too late for students that wish to improve a grade or make up credits to express interest in attending summer school. It's important to do so because if we don't have enough students enrolled in a class, it may not be offered. We are also preparing for the 22-23 school year, which will have a later start time due to Senate Bill 871. Next year, the school start time will be 8:30 a.m., and as a result, student release time at the end of the day will also be later. We're also starting work on developing the criteria for awarding the State Seal of Civic Engagement beginning in the 22-23 school year. Our Senior Scholarship Award ceremony is next week. A huge shout out to Pam Kane, who works to make sure the event is seamless, and a very special thank you to the Fallbrook community. Fallbrook has a philanthropist's heart, and the financial support provided to our students through scholarships makes many dreams possible. Next week, we are also hosting the Seal of Biliteracy ceremony. Emily Toon and Jorge Rojas make this event possible with the support of our DLAC parents. Gracias por su apoyo. I know that Emily is here. Emily, it's been a wonderful ceremony, and I'm sure that this one will be just as grand as those in years past. So thank you for all that you do. Finally, as we come closer to prom night, grad night, and the events I spoke about earlier, I want to remind our students to stay safe. Our greatest joy is to see you walk across the graduation stage, but that moment can be easily lost to a poor decision, such as speeding, texting while driving, or driving under the influence. Your life is worth so much more than a race, a social media post, or the false promise of a good time. You matter to us more than you know.
Thank you very much. Board members, Alana?
Okay, I just wanted to report that last month I put in for a grant at the Live Oak Park Coalition, and it will be offering, hopefully if I get the grant, 2 interim physicians for the high school students in order to be working at the Live Oak Park and trying to keep everything all connected. Thanks.
Diane?
I was connected to a community person that I know Trustee Tabish has talked about this, but we're trying to get a walking path over on Stagecoach. And so I've been reminded that the community support that because it's a really important safety issues, not only for our high school, but for the kids from Potter. So, so if anybody is working with that, please know that the high school supports that.
Yeah, thank you, Diane. And on that last topic, I believe that's something that they are dealing with at the Fallbrook Community Planning Group, correct?
Yes.
So if anybody can help push that over the goal by speaking at that next meeting, I don't have the date in front of me, but they would really appreciate the public support for sidewalks from Retchie down to here. So thank you. Yeah, a couple things. Most of them have already been covered. Was really happy to hear about the Pivotal Practice Award that the school got. If I understand correctly, this is a new award, or at least a new title of an award, and not too many schools have been able to or have pursued that. So I appreciate our Fallbrook High School going after that and getting that award. That was good news. I also want to double down on the message that our superintendent just said regarding teen driving. Prom night historically is the start of the 100 deadliest days of teen driving. And it's for a variety of reasons: bad choices, possible alcohol involvement, distracted driving. All this is avoidable. I would just encourage students and parents to talk to your teen drivers and make sure that they are making the best decisions they can at this time. I also attended the Student of the Month breakfast. That's a wonderful event that I'm happy to be able to participate in. It's a nonprofit. It's not affiliated with the school. It's a nonprofit that is honoring the students here, and it's really nice to see the community outreach in supporting them. And then the very last thing, I want to just a little bit of a shout out to the teachers and the other employees at the high schools within our district. If I understand correctly, our work comp XMOD has come down significantly from about 10% over average to about 10% under average. That means that we have less work comp claims. And the good news of that is that we're saving a significant amount of money as our XMOD number has come down. So I just want to reward good behavior or acknowledge good behavior and say thank you to the staff, because that's real money, that's real savings. So thank you.
Yeah, just want to share that a couple of weeks ago, our Fallbrook Migrant program went to a speech tournament in San Marcos, and we're very happy for them. They were interviewed by KPBS, and their interview is online. We had one student who placed in first place to finish in first, so I believe that he'll be going to state. Yeah, he'll be going to the state competition. Second student placed in second. And we had a third student who did not place, but she still did phenomenal. So again, a few weeks ago or months ago, our Fallbrook Migrant program received a really great award, and now one of our students will be competing at state level in the speech competition. So really, really excited for the work that's being done for our migrant youth. Just wanted to add on as well, a big thank you to staff and administrators, counselors, support staff, teachers for all the work that they did during the pandemic. The California Pivotal Practice Award is just a small recognition of all the work that was done, and I just want to say thank you. And that's it.
Not much to add after all of that, but I just also wanted to say congratulations to everybody for all the hard work that went into those awards that we have placed for this high school year. Thank you.
Thank you. Principals. Ms. Jones?
You are on the agenda, but I don't know that you were notified, because I see that Mr. Gray is not here. So I'm sorry we failed to notify you, but we're back to the second board meeting.
I talked to Mr. Gray earlier today, and he was positive he was not speaking tonight, so that's why he's not here. I'm sorry. I'm feeling kind of like both of you with all the amazing things that are happening. but all my thunder's been stolen. I did speak to a community member today who mentioned how well athletics are doing. That's out in the community. We know that that's the case. We had a little conversation about, just like I talked about last time, how well our students are doing in all of their extracurriculars. Our ROTC group just returned from Arkansas. Had a group of students that went over there. One of our students placed, I believe, off the top of my head, 6th or 7th out of the entire category. Our students overall, just the invitation to travel all the way there and be present and be able to represent Fallbrook High School is pretty incredible. We are gearing up for the end of the school year. We are kind of 90 miles an hour, I think, towards that end goal. Our seniors are preparing to check out here in the next few weeks. They do their finals the last week of May. They will be going to grad night on the Friday evening before graduation, and then we look forward to celebrating with them on Tuesday evening in the stadium, kind of all in full force. So we're looking forward to that, having our entire graduating class together again. Really the biggest point of celebration, I think, in the month of May is that we start to see all of the hard work of our students come to fruition. I know that Damon mentioned the Senior Scholarship and Awards Night. Our ASB puts on a Senior Awards event during the day. That's on May 20th. But it's all those opportunities for us to really celebrate the hard work of our students paying off as the graduation is in sight, and then college and all the things that come next for them are starting to become realities. So excited for all of those opportunities. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, agenda items. Section A, Superintendent Human Resources. The first one is a discussion item. This would be a discussion item authorizing student board members to make motions during board meetings.
Yes, so this item was requested under organizational matters, and the board agreed to bring it forward for discussion. It was made by our student board representative, Damon Gallegos. So this is the opportunity for the board to discuss whether or not, or what the implications are of having a student board representative make a motion, which is allowed under Education Code.
So I guess to start, right now we don't allow, or I guess the way the rules are, we don't give the students an opportunity to make a motion. We do allow them and seek their input on any discussion items that they want to engage in. And then, of course, they don't vote because they're not one of the 5 voting members. So we first heard about this, or I first heard about this when we went down to the convention, that the California School Board Association convention, where there was, in fact, both of these students went down there with us, and they had their own breakout sessions where they learned about student government and things like that. And this is one of the ideas that they've brought back. I like the idea, but I am a little bit nervous with a different set of students that this could get a little confrontational when it shouldn't. So I'd like to hear the board and the students and give me some opinions on if this is something we want to do or not.
Now, we're allowed to do this with them being minors. There's no legal implication as to them being an illegal document and they're not over 18?
No, there isn't. The Ed Code reads that, let me see. That they are able to make a motion. Also, their votes are only preferential, and they would have access to materials as they do now, except for any materials having to do with employment or with student discipline issues.
I feel this is an excellent opportunity for leadership training. I think that both FFA and the other groups like that, they do a lot of the practicing with the Parley Pro skills, and I think that actually coming to a board meeting and being prepared to make motions, and they do vote already, to continue with that. It's wonderful leadership training, and I'm for it.
Sorry. I agree with Trustee Tabish. The reason I brought this up is because, as many of you know, I have a lot of prior training in both the rules of parliamentary procedure and just student governance, being in ASB and being on the Student Senate. And the way I see it, that maybe if I have a silver lining, point of view, so if there's a con I'm missing, please let me know. But the way I see it is that as you mentioned, the only difference would be that ability to bring up business and to therefore further our agenda. I don't find that it strips any current board members of any responsibilities other than you might say, darn, I really wanted to say that, but I mean, we all have an equal opportunity to make a motion, and I find that it does help in, even if there's a student who doesn't have prior training, it still gives them an opportunity to learn, because I can't speak for Oasis and Ivy, but I know for Fallbrook High School, this is an appointed position through ASB, so you have to want that, you have that that mindset in which you already want to be a part of it. So I think just giving these students the opportunities to have as many new things to learn and as many just overall ways to broaden their horizons is truly great. And then the other thing that I was thinking of is, what if somehow a student board member brought up something that either, that the board didn't really like. And the way we vote doesn't change due to the education code. Our vote is still strictly preferential. So, if I made a motion that all of the board members thought was a terrible, awful idea, then you all have the right to vote it down, because that's how our business society works in our orders. So, I'm grateful that we're able to discuss this, and I really hope this is something that can come to fruition.
Hi, Damien. Can you give me an example of something you would make a motion on? Just anything you can think of.
Something new, or like a motion that would be on the agenda?
Yeah, so a motion could only be on an item that's already on the agenda. So basically, it's giving the student board members the same right or ability that the current board of trustees already have, where, can I have a motion, then a student board member could be the one making the motion, and the ed code specifically says that maybe pupil member or members to make motions that may be acted upon by the governing board, not shall be, which is the same thing with the board members. They can make a motion, the other board members don't have to accept it. In order to place an item on the agenda, that would be under organizational matters, which is exactly what Damon did before. The board president would then approve or modify or not bring that forward in consultation with myself. And then, as you've noticed in organizational matters, I'll say, is the rest of the board in agreement, just like we did before. But the motions would be for the agenda items on the agenda.
Just as long as there aren't any legal implications, I think it would be a great experience for them, and I'm all for it also.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with your points, especially that it's a little bit of a perk, and if you guys are stepping up to these meetings, again, when I went to high school here, I didn't even know any of this stuff went on. This was just not what I knew about. So yeah, I support the idea. So I think our next steps would be bringing this up as a action item in the organizational matters. Is that correct?
Yes, in organizational matters, asking that it be placed on the agenda as an action item.
All right. Does anybody else have anything to add to this?
I just want to be really clear. So when you say, can I have a motion, that the students could say, I give the motion, or they could say that they second it as well. Can the students do both, or would it matter? No? No. We don't know. That's
It
new
is to
territory.
make a motion.
Just to make a motion, or second it, right?
Right, but it can't be
Okay.
the same student.
Yeah, I understand. Okay, and then just as before, that at the end of the meeting, they can say what they want in the very end, when we want to say something, the opportunity for members to make public. So they can say something then, which, see, you did that anyway. But
Yeah,
they
this
would
would
feel
not-
more open to doing it.
The resolution would only address motions, not organizational matters, because currently students are able to bring something up, as Damon did, or they can go directly to the board president, or in their student report could say, we would like to see this on a future agenda item.
And just to kind of clarify some of the procedures, once a motion and a second happens, we don't necessarily immediately need to go to a vote. There can still be discussion about it. That's one option. Another option would be to modify the motion if it needs to be cleaned up or something like that. And we can do that now for each other. So really, I agree with you. There's really not a whole lot of, there's no downside to this, and it's a good opportunity. So. All right.
It just brings more participation for the students. Yeah, okay. Good.
All right, thank you. Okay, so moving on. Next one would be an information meeting, revised, new, deleted board policies and administrative regulations.
Yes, this is an informational item only. Ongoing reviews and updates are necessary with board policies and administrative regulations. The review enables the district to ensure the policies, regulations, exhibits, and bylaws conform to state and federal law. It also compares district policies, regulations, exhibits, and bylaws with the California School Boards Association recommendations. The revisions allow the district to make the necessary updates to remain compliant. There are no financial implications associated with the agenda item. Implementation of these proposed revisions should support district efforts to help students attain the goals identified in the LCAP. And these revised, new, and deleted board policies, administrative regulations, and exhibits are presented as informational items for first reading and will be placed on the next agenda for action.
Thank you. Any questions about this informational item? All right, moving on to number 3, which is an action item, and this is revised job descriptions for operator, technicians, and, well, you can explain it.
Yes, so this is the revision of 2 job descriptions, the operations technician and secretary of special education and student services. The job descriptions for the operations technician and the secretary of special education and student services are outdated and do not address the current district needs. Revisions are needed to accurately reflect the duties and responsibilities of the positions. The district and SEIU held a meet and confer meeting and agreed to all the revisions. The new job descriptions better address the job duties and title for these positions to better serve the students in the district. There is no additional financial impact by revising the duties of the operations technician and the secretary of special education and student services. Aligning these positions to meet district needs supports all of the LCAP goals to better serve our students, and I recommend that the Board of Trustees approve the revised job descriptions and titles in the first reading for the operations technician and secretary of special education and student services positions as presented.
Okay, I move that the board approve the revisions to the job descriptions for the positions of operation technician and secretary special education and student services as presented.
I second.
All right, motion by Summers, second by Sterling. Any questions? Mr. Carlampio, no. Mr. Gallegos?
Aye.
Aye. Ms. Smoth?
Aye.
Aye. Mr. Carlampio?
Aye.
Aye. Mr. Jones says aye. Ms. Sterling?
Aye.
Aye. Ms. Summers?
Aye.
And Ms. Davish?
Aye.
Aye. Passes 5-0. Number 4 is an action item. Again, more revised, new, and deleted board policies.
Yes, as I stated before, ongoing reviews and updates are necessary with our board policies and administrative regulations. The review enables the district to ensure the policies, regulations, exhibits, and bylaws conform to state and federal law. The district compares its policies, regulations, exhibits, and bylaws with the California School Boards Association recommendations. Additionally, the review serves as a reminder to the governance team and staff of the operational principles and implementation guidelines for the district. The revisions and updates are in alignment with California School Board Association suggested language and numbering system. Revisions appear as a strike-through for deletions and an underline for additions. There are no financial implications associated with this agenda item. Implementation of these proposed revisions should support district efforts to help students attain the goals identified in the LCAP. I recommend that the Board of Trustees approve in the second reading the revised, new, and deleted board policies and administrative regulations as presented.
All right, any questions or a motion?
I move that the board approve in the second reading the revised, new, and deleted board policies and administrative regulations as presented.
Second.
Okay, motion by Carlampio. Was that Tabish? Okay. Mr. Gallegos?
Aye.
Aye. Ms. Moth? Aye. Mr. Carlampio?
Aye.
Aye. I'm going to say aye. Ms. Sterling?
Aye.
Ms. Summers?
Aye.
Aye. Ms. Tabish?
Aye.
Okay. That passes 5-0. Business services, this is item number 5. This is an action item. Change of management company for the Mcgee Scholarship Trust from Merrill Lynch to Rockefeller Capital Management.
Okay. The information on this, the Mcgee Scholarship Fund was created in 1995 to provide scholarships to Fallbrook High School seniors who are pursuing a career in chemistry and physics. The Mcgee Fund is an exempt charitable trust under Section 501C of the Internal Revenue Code. This fund has been managed under Merrill Lynch, and Charles Hartford is our account manager. He is a former Fallbrook High School graduate. He has recently left Merrill Lynch and gone to Rockefeller Capital Management as the senior vice president. Since he has been the manager of this account and he is a Fallbrook High School graduate with extensive involvement and experience with trust funds and scholarships, we do know he has a vested interest in supporting students through scholarships and will make sure that their benefits are maximized. That is why we are asking that we move this Mcgee Scholarship Fund from Merrill Lynch to Rockefeller Capital Management so that Charles Hartford can remain the account manager.
And I recommend that the Board of Trustees approve the change of management companies of the Mcgee Scholarship Trust from Merrill Lynch to Rockefeller Capital Management.
I move that the board approve the change of management companies from the Mcgee Scholarship Trust Fund from Merrill Lynch to Rockefeller Capital Management as presented.
Okay.
Second.
Sterling, second. All right. Mr. Gallegos?
Aye.
Aye. Ms. Hamath?
Aye.
Aye. Mr. Carlampio?
Aye.
Aye. I'm going to say aye. Ms. Sterling?
Aye.
Ms. Summers?
Aye.
Aye. Ms. Tabish?
Aye.
Aye. 5-0. Really, I had never heard of this. Really good to hear this scholarship program, and looking forward to it continuing. All right, next is our consent agenda. All matters listed on the consent agenda are considered by the Board of Trustees to be routine and will be enacted in one action. There is usually no discussion on these items prior to the time of the Board Trustee votes on the motion unless a member of the board requests a specific item to be discussed or deleted from the consent agenda. Do I have anybody interested, or do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I move that the board approve as presented the consent agenda.
Second.
Summers and Tavish. Mr. Gallegos.
Aye.
Aye. Ms. Somoth.
Aye.
Aye. Mr. Carlampio.
Aye.
Aye. Mr. Jones says aye. Ms. Sterling.
Aye.
Aye. Ms. Summers.
Aye.
Aye. Ms. Tavish.
Aye.
Aye. That passes 5-0. All right, organizational matters. This is the appropriate place on the agenda for members of the board to request the superintendent provide further information regarding items discussed at this meeting and/or request that new items of business be placed on future agendas. Are there any organizational matters?
Yeah, I have one. So I'm excited about all the events that are happening at the high school, and thinking forward, I know that summer school is coming up. So I just wanted to get an information about summer school, an update, as in what is our vision, our target, who are our target students, how many classes are being offered, how can students enroll, just an update on summer school so that we can just be up to date with the information that's happening or with the classes that will be offered.
Is the rest of the board in agreement for that presentation?
Okay. Yes, please.
I would like to ask that the resolution authorizing student board members to be able to represent, make a motion, representatives be able to make a motion during the proceedings.
And again, is the rest of the board in agreement?
Yeah.
And I have one. Could we have a letter from the school district saying that we support this walk on, for the planning committee, that they would approve? Just, I think it would be good if they have an official letter given to them. Okay?
Is the rest of the board in agreement? Okay. If I could just be provided the name and address of the person it should be directed to or committee?
I'll get it.
Thank you.
I'll get it for you.
All right, any more organizational matters? In that case, date and time of the next meeting. The next regular meeting of the Board of Trustees will be held Monday, May 23rd, 2020 at 5:30 p.m. right here at the Bob Burton Performing Arts Center at Fallbrook High School. And with that, we can adjourn the meeting at 6:28. Thank you.